Hi, my name is Marina Yamamoto. I'm a realtor here on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. And my journey in real estate began as an Airbnb owner. So in this video, I'm going to be walking through each step of the process that I had to take in order to find the perfect short-term rental property for me to own on this island legally. And if this is something you're interested in doing, but aren't sure how to go about it with all of the new restrictions that we have on this island regarding short-term rentals, hopefully you'll be able to follow along with these steps and find the perfect property for you on this island. The best place to start is location. So I'm going to cover location, and with the island of Oahu, that would be the hotel zoned areas, followed by budget, the importance of amenities and which ones to look for, a unique selling point, and then is it going to be profitable? So we'll kind of look at how to look at the numbers. After attending the HBR meeting regarding the new laws, it basically sums it up to the fact that any short-term rental that hosts for less than 90 days is illegal if outside of the hotel zone. The 30-day minimum increased to 90 days, so just look within the hotel zoned areas, which there are 3 main spots to look at on the island of Oahu. A half section of Waikiki, a sliver of Ko'olina, and then we've got Turtle Bay on the North Shore. I'd be happy to set up a search for you that can just send you what is available within these zones. But to make your search even more productive, you also need to determine your budget. What type of loan will you be using to buy this property? What percentage of the purchase price do you need to bring as a down payment? Once you know this, you'll know what price range you can afford, which will narrow down your search even more. So the next step in this process is to talk to a lender about your options, unless you're coming in with cash. The process is free and necessary unless you're buying with cash, so just get it done and find a lender to talk to. I can recommend one for you if you don't have one. For me, my budget was really small, so luckily Waikiki has a lot of leasehold properties, which, you know, they have their pros and cons. For me, it was a pro because they don't cost as much and I could come in with a smaller down payment. But you have the option of both in Waikiki, and something to think about when you are trying to figure out what you can afford. Okay, step 3, amenities. Now that you know where to look and what price range to look at, you're ready to get to work and go see some properties. This is the fun part for me, and after looking at listings on Airbnb, I got a sense of what looks good in photos, which is a valuable first impression. But just as important as aesthetics is the amenities. The unit I ended up buying didn't come with a parking stall, and I wasn't getting the rush of bookings that I was expecting and depending on. I quickly learned that it was because I only had street parking. So I found a nearby building that luckily was across the street where I could rent a stall. Once my Airbnb listing included a free parking stall, I was in business. So I was paying for it and renting it out. I was paying for it, but I was offering it as a free add-on. And doing so was so worth it. I got the bookings that I needed and was happily paying for that parking stall and keeping my unit booked solid. Another amenity that I wanted to look for was a kitchen. This is not entirely necessary, but I wanted to stand out as better than a hotel room. I liked that I could offer the opportunity for my guests to cook meals in a vacation unit that was the same price or cheaper than a hotel room in the same area where in a hotel room, you can't keep groceries in a fridge as easily. But again, this isn't necessary to have to be a successful short-term rental. You make the call on this one. But parking is a must unless the unit happens to be on the beach or something like that to make up for it. So to summarize with this step, make sure to log into Airbnb and look at what the other listings are doing in your area. Which brings me to step 4, having a unique selling point. After looking at a handful of units that fit my budget, it was easy to pick the one I did because of its view. I had a rather small budget, so the units I looked at weren't the most glamorous, which at the end of the day doesn't matter because even these can have a cash flow, which I mean, that's the reason we're doing this, right? I could have picked a unit without this view, but had a closer walking distance to the beach, and that would have been my unique selling point. But I chose this unit with the beautiful view of the Alawai Canal, mountains in the distance, palm trees right outside the lanai. Money shot. Also, I thought the ceiling looked cool. The kitchen was ugly, so we had to do a little lipstick renovation in there. My amazing husband and his brother replaced the cupboard boards with homemade wood that they cut and painted. I didn't actually replace the cupboards, but it looked so much better to the eye, and those first impression photos are what will get you booked up initially. Good reviews will keep the bookings coming in hot, but that's a whole nother topic that I won't get into. The last topic I need to share is the profitability. So before you fall in love with the unit, you have to look at the numbers, all of them. Get on that Airbnb website and research other properties that are similar to what you're looking at. Same location, same number of bedrooms, does it offer parking, what are they charging? Do they charge a cleaning fee? Do they charge for the parking? How booked up is their calendar? How far out are they booked? You can actually see how much they are bringing in. Now look at the units you can potentially buy. What would your monthly expenses be? Does it make sense? I also kept my cleaning fees small, and I didn't charge any extra taxes. I had the taxes included so that when my customers got to the checkout page, they weren't sticker shocked with the price and bail. And I think it was all of these little details that kept my unit booked solid all of the time. I don't know if it's maybe the correct way. Each property is going to have its own thing, and so it's just something to keep in mind, that you do have control over all of these details, and you can adjust things as you go and figure out how to make your unit the most profitable. If you would like to start the process of looking for a short-term rental here on the island of Oahu, I would love to help you. My contact information is below this video in the description. Please like and share. Aloha!